خلیفہ کے ہم ہیں خلیفہ ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا، ہمارا ہمارا خلیفہ ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا، وہ دل ہے ہمارا آقا ہمارا۔
Assalamu alaikum et bienvenue à l'émission cette semaine avec le calife. Nous sommes ravis de vous présenter les points forts de deux rencontres virtuelles qui ont lieu avec sa sainteté le calife, qu'Allah soit son soutien, le week-end dernier. Nous débutons par l'événement de samedi au cours duquel le calife a rencontré les Khuddam Waqf Now du Canada. Le week-end dernier, plus de 1000 membres Waqf Now du Canada ont participé à deux rencontres virtuelles avec sa sainteté le calife, qu'Allah soit son soutien. La première rencontre s'est tenue samedi dernier avec environ 500 Khuddam réunis à l'International Center à Mississauga. Après une courte session formelle, les Khuddam ont pu demander conseil au calife sur une série de questions. Un jeune a demandé comment développer une relation personnelle avec Dieu.
So you have been asking questions in your letters as well, writing to me very frequently. And in each and every of your letters you have a question there. And I have been answering those questions, right? Are you the same person?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm happy that you are very much interested in spiritual things and in your belief and the religious knowledge. You see, the first thing is, yes, of course, we should try to develop our communication with Allah Ta'ala, but it is not necessary that you always receive some ilham or dreams or such type of things. Even after having offered your prayers and seeking Allah's help, you are satisfied, your heart is satisfied, that means you are in good communion with Allah Ta'ala, right? And try to develop it as much as you can. So it is a process. You cannot achieve the thing within a short period of time. When you are a primary school student, you cannot compete a person who has qualified his post-graduation degree, right? So, but you have to struggle and strive hard to achieve that goal. So, keep on doing it, and one day, inshallah ta'ala, you will have better result. But always remember that there is no other way but to pray to Allah Ta'ala and bow before Him and ask His forgiveness and help in every matter. That is the main thing, that should be the main thing of a true believer, right? So, gradually you will improve yourself and develop communion with Allah Ta'ala.
Inshallah, and Jazakumullah. In today's day and age, modern medicine has overshadowed homeopathy. As a Waqf, what should we do to tell the world the truth about homeopathy and its positive effects on the human body?
You see, homeopathic is type of medicine, type of treatment which is being used for the treatment of the patients. Then it is not a matter of Sharia, right? So you should not worry that even allopathy has overshadowed homeopathic, then we should be very much concerned. Doesn't matter. You see, the main thing is that how can we better treat our patient. So homeopathic is one of the remedies or the knowledge or the medicine which can be used for the treatment. And if you believe in that, well and good. Those people who do not believe in homeopathic, then even if you give them homeopathic, it will not affect them. You see, somebody who had very firm belief in Hazrat Masih Maud Islam, and because of that, he believed that the children of Hazrat Masih Maud Islam also have good relation with Allah Ta'ala. So once he had very severe stomach pain, and no medicine was working. And at this time, Hazrat Mirza Sharif Ahmad Sahib also knew him, so he went to see him, how is he? So he was just crying, I'm suffering from pain and it's not being cured with any medicine, this and that. So Hazrat Mirza Sharif Ahmad Sahib put his hand in his pocket, and then after 3-4 minutes, he just brought out his hand from his pocket and asked him to open your mouth. And then just threw some small tablet in his mouth and then asked him to swallow it and take it with water. Okay, after 10 minutes he was okay. Somebody asked Hazrat Mirza Sharif Ahmad Sahib, what did you do? He said nothing. He had some problem. I knew that it can be psychologically treated. So there was a small piece of paper in my pocket, and I prayed and then made it like a tablet and then put it in my mouth, and that paper worked. So this is how the miracles happen. So there are some homeopathic medicine which works miraculously. But it is not necessary that in every patient, in every treatment, in every disease, the homeopathic will work. It is wrong to say that the research is not being done in homeopathic. In France and Germany, there are quite a number of doctors, homeopathic doctors, who do research in homeopathic, and they have developed some new medicines, and that is very good in curing quite a number of diseases. We should not worry. It's not a matter of Sharia, right? So if you believe that homeopathic is good, okay, it's good for those who believe in it. But those who do not believe in homeopathic, do not impose your thinking on them that you must use homeopathic. Right?
Un jeune a demandé comment il pourrait accroître sa foi et sa confiance en Allah.
So the first thing is that how long do you take in offering Fajr prayer? 5 minutes?
5 to 10 minutes, around that time.
4 rakats in 5 to 10 minutes. How can you understand?
Longer.
How can you understand Surah Fatiha in 5 to 10 minutes? You see, while offering your sunnah, if you are not offering your Fajr prayer or any of the prayer in congregation in the mosque, and on your own you should recite Surah Fatiha repeatedly when you are doing your own prayers, and say Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. So Allah Ta'ala will guide you on the right path. So repeatedly do it in your prayers. And in your sajdas, fervently pray to Allah Ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala give you the strength to be a good believer and firm in your faith. So it will take time. You see, what are you doing? Are you going to school or college, university?
I'm going to school, high school.
School, grade 12?
Yes.
Achha.
Sir.
So see, this is your final year in the secondary school. Until and unless you work hard, you know the in-depth knowledge of your subjects which are being taught to you, or your whatever is in your syllabus, or in your course, or in your books, you cannot qualify or succeed. How can you qualify your level of piety and righteousness without struggling hard and striving hard? So you're giving 6-7 hours to your studies after schools before the exams. But here you give only 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the most. And even whatever you are reading in the Holy Quran, you don't know what are you reading. So if you don't know about your subject, how can you write the answer? When you see the question paper and you have read the book without knowing what is the meaning of that, you cannot understand the question. Right? To understand the question, you should know that what is the answer and where it was written in the book, in my syllabus, and what the teacher taught me about this subject. Then you will try to answer it. Here, you don't know anything about what Allah Ta'ala is saying, and you are asking that, how can I believe in Allah Ta'ala? You don't know what Allah Ta'ala is saying, how can you believe in Him? You have to find out. You read the Holy Quran with translation. Then you would know. Then it will strengthen your faith and your belief in Allah Ta'ala. Right? Okay. Right. Assalamu alaikum.
What is the best way of approaching an Ahmadi friend who is becoming overly involved in various sins and moving away from the Jamaat and into situations that are harmful for him?
The thing is, you will have to find out the cause of it first. If he is your close friend, then you should know that what are his preferences now. Who are those people with whom he is sitting, his company? Is he trying to avoid you and sitting with other friends who are not good, who are involved in committing so many sins? Then, if that be the case, you will have to ask him that the way you are going toward is not the right way. Right? It will spoil your life. And ultimately, you are going to ruin yourself. Or rather, you are going to doom yourself. Right? Try to be sympathetic to him. Once he realizes that you are his real friend and his sympathizer, then he will try to listen to you. Okay? There are some other causes. Sometime when some boys, youngsters have some problem in their houses, their father and mother don't have good relations, that is also causing them to deviate from, because one side their father and mother say that religion is the thing which teaches us do good things, whereas when he sees the action of his father and mother, they are not even practicing those things, and their character is, disturbing him. Sometime some office bearers become cause of the trouble. Right? So there are so many things. So you have to find out what is the cause, and you treat them according to that. Right? But the main thing is that they must realize, they must understand that you are his sympathizer and best friend. Then they will listen to you. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
I am son of martyr. What's your advice for families of martyrs who came from Pakistan?
Your parents, your father or whoever was martyred in Pakistan, they sacrificed their life for the cause of the Jamaat. And you are here in this country because of the Jamaat. And here in this country, instead of indulging yourself into the bad things of this society, try to find out the good things of this society and portray yourself as a role model for these people. Right? And excel, if you are a student, excel in your studies. If you are a worker, work hard, and always try to keep in mind that Allah Ta'ala is always seeing you. Allah Ta'ala is watching over you. Whatever you do, if people are not seeing, Allah Ta'ala is seeing it. So since you have come here, because of the Jamaat, because your father or your relative sacrificed their life for the cause of Allah. So you should try to work hard to listen to the commandments of Allah, to practice the commandments of Allah, and show your example as a good believer, a mu'min, an Ahmadi. Right?
جی
Okay. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعلیکم السلام ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
Le jour suivant, plus de 550 jeunes Waqifinenao du Canada ont eu l'honneur de rencontrer sa sainteté le calife, qu'Allah soit son soutien. Après une courte session formelle, les Atfal ont eu la chance de poser une série de questions.
Hazur, my name is Shahriyar Ahmed Danish, and my question is, as a new high school student, I notice many evils in school that occur. Please advise us on what we should do to avoid all the evils that are commonly found in high school.
You see, so now you are almost 15, right? And this is very dangerous age. Teenage normally is. And when you reach the age of 15, 16, 17, you think that you are now mature and there should not be any restriction on you. But keep in mind that you are an Ahmadi and you believe in one God, and that Islam is the true religion. We believe that the Holy Quran is the last book of Sharia, which was revealed to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, right? So there are quite a number of commandments. Allah Ta'ala has told us these are the bad things, these are the good things, right? So if we know that what is bad and what is good, then obviously if you are a sane person, if you have wisdom, some wisdom, then you will try to avoid those things which are bad, which can ultimately destroy your life here in this world and the hereafter. Don't think that if you are committing something wrong, doing something wrong, nobody is seeing you. Always remember that Allah Ta'ala is always watching over us. And He knows each and everything, whatever we do. So, for the sake of attaining the love of Allah Ta'ala, for the sake of sticking to the teaching of Islam and commandments of Allah Ta'ala, we have to do the good things which have been commanded to us by Allah Ta'ala. So in this way, you can avoid the bad things of this society, of your students. And also, at the same time, you know your fellow students, if they are doing something wrong, then you should try to express your dislike on that thing. Or rather, you should hate that thing if they are doing something bad, right? And they should know that you don't like it. When they come to know that you don't like bad things, they will avoid before you. So this is also one of the ways you can avoid these things. And try to pick your friends, choose your friends from among those students who are good in nature, good in studies, and morally good. Okay?
Jazakallah, Hazur.
What is the best way to have a connection with Hazur so Hazur knows who I am?
Who you are, then you should write to me frequently. And sometime you can write to me something, some good joke, some good narration. So then I will remember that he is the boy who wrote to me such and such thing. Right? Okay. If you like, you can paste your picture as well on your letter. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah Hazur.
My question is, can there be an MTA channel for kids with kid shows and story time about the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the promised Messiah alayhi salam?
Nowadays, there is a slot of children program, and that is story time. And even now, they have started a new program of my khutbahs for children. So they are in that program, they try to explain my khutbah in easy language and in different ways which is understandable for children, right? So, but at present we have some slot for the children, but time will come when we shall have MTA children, a dedicated channel for you later on, but not now. It is possible, but we shall see to it. But do you see the children slot, children program, whatever is coming on? You see children story time, kids program, and then khutbah summary for children. That is also a good program. You should see to that program as also. Okay.
My question is, what should we do to become the best waqfino?
A good waqfino should be regular in offering his 5 daily prayers. A waqfino should be regular in reciting the Holy Quran, portion of the Holy Quran daily, and if possible, try to understand the text of the Holy Quran or try to know the translation of it, whatever you are reciting, right? The waqfino should be well behaved, right? He should respect the elders. He should be sympathetic to his youngers, right? He should not fight. He should not fight with each other, right? And try to watch good TV programs, not the bad ones, right? And try to excel in your studies. Try to work hard in your studies. Strive hard so that you can get better grades, right? So these are some of the qualities, and other than that, you can listen to my khutbah or read those points which I mentioned there. Okay?
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, Allah Hafiz Nasir. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
C'était là les points forts de 2 réunions virtuelles du week-end dernier. Et nous terminons maintenant par le résumé du sermon du vendredi. Dans son dernier sermon du vendredi, Sa Sainteté le Calife qu'Allah soit son soutien a continué sa série de sermons sur les compagnons du saint prophète Mohammed, paix soit sur lui. Il a cité des écrits du 2e calife de la communauté Ahmadiyya, dans lesquels il évoquait le désir sincère de Hadrat Umar d'être enterré aux côtés du saint prophète Mohammed, paix soit sur lui, et l'accomplissement de ce souhait.
ایک اور جگہ مسیح علیہ السلام فرماتے ہیں کہ جو شخص بکمال شوق اللہ کے دامن سے وابستہ ہو جاتا ہے تو وہ اسے ہرگز ضائع نہیں کرتا، خواہ دنیا بھر کی ہر چیز اس کی دشمن ہو جائے، اور اللہ کا طالب کسی نقصان اور تنگی کا منہ نہیں دیکھتا، اور اللہ صادقوں کو بے یار و مددگار نہیں چھوڑتا۔ اللہ اکبر! ان دونوں یعنی ابوبکر عمر کے صدق و خلوص کی کیا بلند شان ہے۔ وہ دونوں ایسے مبارک مدفن و دفن ہوئے کہ اگر موسیٰ اور عیسیٰ زندہ ہوتے تو بصد رشک وہاں دفن ہونے کی تمنا کرتے، لیکن یہ مقام محض تمنا سے نہیں حاصل ہو سکتا، اور نہ صرف خواہش سے عطا کیا جا سکتا ہے، بلکہ یہ تو بارگاہ رب العزت کی طرف سے ایک ازلی رحمت ہے، اور یہ رحمت صرف انہی لوگوں کی طرف رخ کرتی ہے جن کی طرف عنایت الہی عدل سے متوجہ ہو۔ حضرت مسلم موعود رضی اللہ عنہ بیان کرتے ہیں کہ جب حضرت عمر فوت ہونے لگے تو انہوں نے اس بات کے لیے بڑی تڑپ ظاہر کی کہ آپ کو رسول کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے قدموں میں دفن ہونے کی جگہ مل جائے. چنانچہ انہوں نے حضرت عائشہ سے کہلا بھیجا کہ اگر اجازت دیں تو مجھے آپ کے پہلو میں دفن کیا جائے. حضرت عمر وہ انسان تھے جن کے متعلق عیسائی مورخ بھی لکھتے ہیں کہ انہوں نے ایسی حکومت کی جو دنیا میں اور کسی نے نہیں کی. وہ رسول کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو گالیاں دیتے ہیں یعنی مورخین، عیسائی مورخین، مگر حضرت عمر رضی اللہ عنہ کی تعریف کرتے ہیں. ایسا شخص ہر وقت کی صحبت میں رہنے والا جو آن حضرت وسلم کی صحبت میں رہا، مرتے وقت بھی حسرت کرتا ہے کہ رسول کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم قدموں میں اسے جگہ مل جائے. اگر رسول کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے کسی فعل سے بھی یہ بات ظاہر ہوتی کہ آپ خدا کی رضا کے لیے کام نہیں کرتے، تو کیا حضرت عمر جیسا انسان اس درجے کو پہنچ کر کبھی یہ خواہش کرتا کہ آپ کے قدموں میں جگہ پائے؟ بس یہ آن حضرت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا مقام ہے جس کی وجہ سے حضرت عمر کی بھی خواہش ہوئی کہ آپ کے قدموں میں جگہ پائیں.